And your book from 2018, Anglo-Arabia and Why Gulf Wealth Matters to Britain, I mean, it was specifically on the relationship between Britain and the Gulf states. So I want to discuss that and bring up a map as well, actually, because I keep hearing from sort of UK government officials, sort of the reason that this, that we're now involved in this war, even though we didn't start it, is because we've got all of these interests in the region. You can see we've got a base in Cyprus with 4,000 personnel, and then much smaller bases, in Oman, the UAE, Qatar, and then Bahrain, 300 personnel in Bahrain. Now, from my understanding, sort of a UK base in these regions is a bit like a little area cordoned off on an American base, because it's the American that's a real military power, and we just sort of have a little zone for ourselves. Why do we have these military bases in the Middle East? Why do we need all of these?
Yeah, it's not a sense of we needing the bases. I mean, David and Michael and everyone watching at home don't need military bases in the Gulf. This is a hangover from the British sort of imperial period in the Gulf, going up to the 70s when the Gulf states got their independence. The British have been trying to cling on to that imperial role, just as the British state has been trying to cling on to its power and influence in the world system. And when we talk about defence, in quotes, it's difficult sometimes to disaggregate what is legitimate defence. Like defending British citizens in the Gulf, that's legitimate. Defending the British homeland, defending British legitimate interests, that's all fine. And what's actually just about the British state wanting to project and maintain power in the world system for its own interests, and in terms of like the interests of the concentrations of capital and class interests that align with the British state. And for me, having like major military bases in the Gulf is more about the latter than the former. Yeah.
And I mean, does having those bases mean that we do inevitably get brought into a war when this kind of thing happens? I mean, if there is there has been some kind of drone attack on Cyprus, hasn't there been? If Britain has personnel there and they get killed, are we suddenly at war with Iran?
I mean, this is the danger when you're there, and you can potentially be treated as a target.